CloudGuard monitors in real time the kernel system calls that workload containers perform. Runtime protection is a combination of two engines, signatures and profiles. The signature engine monitors the kernel system calls performed and compares them with known signatures that potentially indicate malicious behavior. For example, execution of processes associated with crypto mining software. The profile engine detects anomalies in behavior compared to a baseline profile, which is based by default on a learning period of 24 hours. Every time one of the containers of a given pod group performs an operation not observed during the profiling phase, a violation is detected and an alert is generated. Runtime protection includes the following resources. The Runtime Policy Agent. This agent is responsible for retrieval of user-defined configurations and policies from the CloudGuard backend. The Runtime Daemon. This is a Kubernetes daemon set which, as explained, runs the two runtime protection engines. The daemon monitors the kernel system calls. The last runtime protection resource is Custom Resource Definitions, also known as CRDs. These are runtime protection policies which define allow, deny, and exclusions. These CRD policies are present on any cluster our solution resides. So, once deployed, the flow would look like this. A node's runtime daemon requests information from the cluster's API server to determine which pods are running in the cluster and the processes that are running. These processes are basically system calls to the cluster's kernel. Meantime, the CRDs are constantly updated with valid signatures and profiles the Runtime Policy Agent retrieves from the CloudGuard backend. When a kernel system call is made by a protected asset within the cluster, its runtime daemon monitors the call and examines its validity against the CRD definitions. If there's a deviation from the policies defined in the CRDs, an alert is sent to the CloudGuard backend. When onboarding a Kubernetes cluster with runtime protection, CloudGuard automatically adds a default security policy and rule sets for the cluster environment. You do not need to perform any additional actions unless you would like to create specific exclusions.